Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for stopping by. This is the card I have to share with you today. It's a lovely daisy card and I love daisies. As I maybe told you before, my grandmother used to have a yellow daisy bush in her garden, and so yellow daisies always remind me of my granny. So this was the first card I made, this one colourway. The next one I'm going to do will be Gorgeous Grape. So this one here was actually done with crushed curry. But we're going to do Gorgeous Grape next. So let me show you the stamp set quickly. Stamp set is a new one from the new annual catalogue and it's called Cheerful Daisies. And we're going to be using all of these daisies, the leaves, sentiment, quite a few pieces from this stamp set. So I've got everything set up in my Stamparatus. Now I know the Stamparatus is retired and is no longer available, and it's a very sad state of affairs as far as I'm concerned, but I spent money on it and I'm using mine because I find it so useful. So I hope Stampin' Up will bring something back for us to use. Otherwise you can just use your normal blocks, they work fine, but I will continue to use mine in my videos and I hope you don't mind that. Also use my blocks. I do use my blocks quite often. You'll see me use them in lots of videos. I'll be using them in this one as well. I tend to use both. So there we go. There are daisies. Let's give everything a little clean up so we can remove it from our Stamparatus. Sorry about the squeaks. Okay. Bring in our stamp set, figure out how this is meant to go. It'll do. Yeah. And then we're going to need these layering pieces here. So 1, 2 and 3, and they're really easy to line up, extremely easy, as you can see. Just get your head right over the stamp set if possible so that you can really see through, and if things don't line up straight away, just keep turning the stamp around until you find the correct orientation. There we go. And then our last one here. And there we are. Okay, pick all of that up with our lid. Make sure we have our paper back in the corner. And we're going to stamp with Gorgeous Grape ink. So let's just ink everything up nicely, including the lid, as I always tend to do. I'm not always a very tidy card maker. That's why I like to tidy up as I go along, so don't transfer the mess everywhere else. There we go. So clean this up as well, because I have made a right mess. Very grateful for the simple chamois. Gets me out of a lot of problems. So let's put this away. Okay, and take this out of our Stamparatus. Put our magnets back in their little house. And let's just bring this here. We're going to use our blocks now because it's just easier for some pieces. And here I'm just going to use it to stamp our green pieces. These are our stems, and we're going to stamp these in Old Olive. So blocks also definitely have their place, and are an essential part of your stamping kit. Don't think that your stamper artist can take over from your blocks. They both have their uses. Okay, so there we've stamped our stems. So we can close this one up now. And then I'm going to use some early espresso. And I'm going to look for a smallish block, if I've got one here. I'm just going to stamp insert a little seed heads in the center. Just like that. I think I'm going to use the other one. There's two different types of seed heads here. You can use whichever you want. You can use a smaller one here for the center there. I'm going to use it there at the bottom of that as well. Okay, that will do. That is your daisy stamped. And the last thing we're going to do is stamp our sentiment. So let's find which one we want. Let's see, this is it, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. I'm just going to use my grid paper to help me line this up. And I'm going to stamp it in a memento, tuxedo black. And just going to stamp it in the corner here. Down and up. Lovely. So now I'm going to bring in the dies. These are the dies. We're going to die cut everything. I'll do this off camera because there's a lot to do. I'm going to use this little one here to cut out our sentiment. And then we've got this one, this one, this one, and that one for our stem. So I'm going to put that through the die cutting machine and I'll be back. Okay, so I've cut out all my pieces, so there they are. So we can start to assemble our cards. So I'm going to bring back everything else. I have here a piece of basic white, and this measures 14.35 centimeters by 10. Yeah, I'm just checking they're both the same. And this is going to be our insert. So let's just put this quickly on the inside, and you could stamp, you know, some of the daisies or whatever on the inside as well to make it all pretty. On the outside I've got here some of the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. Now on my original I did matte this one some white, but I don't feel it needs it this time because this lemon lolly side is rather light as well, and the white doesn't help. But the gorgeous grape really stands out really nicely. So you can see here I also used again Bright and Beautiful, but this was more, this one here is Blueberry Bushel. This colour here is Blueberry Bushel. I don't know if I ever said that. So this uses a totally different colourway, but here the dark blue wouldn't have stood out against the Blueberry Bushel, but it does against the white. So that's why I had the white there. So I'm going to put the side roughly where we want our daisy. So it's going to be roughly somewhere there. So I'm first going to actually just arrange my stems sort of something like that, and then I'm going to get a dab of glue, literally just a dab, and stick one to the other there, and then another dab, and stick them down like that. Okay. Now, where they meet, I want to tie some twine. So I'm going to just cut off a piece here. And this is the in colour twine. It's actually blue, but I don't think you'll really notice the difference. You could also use some linen thread We're just going to put a little bit of glue on the back so that I can hold my twine in place, and then try and tie a knot at least. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and just stick it down to my card base. Roughly where I want it to go, somewhere around there. Okay, now I'm going to fiddle with my flowers. I'm going to do it roughly in the same way as I did before. So I'm going to start with the small one here that's just coming out. Let's put that one over there. And then we've got this large one here. Yeah. I'm just putting a bit of glue in the centre, so if we need to tap later, we can. How did I have it like that? But I had one of the stems in. Whoops, I don't want the stem underneath. And then I'm going to put some glue on here. You could pop up if you want some of these. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to just make my stem move. I know what I'm going to do. Bring it down here like that. There we go. And then I've got my sentiment, and this is just popped up with dimensionals. I'm going to put that just there over the bottom of our flowers. Let's clear the decks a little bit, give us some space. And then I've got here some of my rhinestones, and these are just the basic rhinestones I'm going to use to decorate. Oh, come on. Oh, he's not wanting to play ball today. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to keep it on a diagonal line, I think. Okay, clear the decks. So you've got purple daisies and you've got some crushed curry yellow daisies. So you can let me know which you prefer. If you enjoyed this video, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you wanted more information about the project, supply list, measurements, etc., it's all on the blog post on my website. And the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.